The Supreme Court issues a victory for religious freedom and a defeat for Obamacare. The court ruled the government cannot force Hobby Lobby and other businesses to pay for some forms of birth control if they have a religious objection. David French of the American Center for Law and Justice joins us now with analysis. David, take us through the legal reasoning. What did the justices say?
Well, really, there were two big steps here. The first one was critically important. The Obama administration had argued that Hobby Lobby and family businesses like Hobby Lobby didn't have religious liberty rights at all. The court very decisively said, and this is really a matter of common sense, of course, a family business, a closely held corporation, does enjoy rights to religious liberty. This has long roots in common law, long roots, for example, in virtually every form of law dealing with corporations says, hey, that is how individuals express themselves in the marketplace is through the corporate form. So absolutely, they have religious liberty rights. That is a part of this decision, far-reaching in its ramifications, and a big victory for religious liberty. And the next thing they said was that the Obama administration, it was a substantial burden on their religious liberty that they were forcing these employers to fund and provide these abortion pills, essentially, to their employees. And there was a least restrictive means, there were less restrictive means of accomplishing the government's objectives. But the bottom line was they could not be drafted into the Obama administration's program for requiring funding of abortion pills.
David, talk about the impact of this ruling. What effect will it have on small businesses and government agencies?
Well, look, I mean, for small businesses, the effect is clear. They're going to have the ability to assert religious liberty rights versus the federal government, just in the same way that they have the ability to assert free speech rights. I mean, this is an important ruling protecting liberty. Now, vis-a-vis the Obama administration, this is a stinging defeat for the Obama administration. The Obama administration has consistently attacked individual liberty. It has consistently attacked the liberty of private parties and private citizens to advance what is a radical pro-abortion agenda in this case. So it's a stinging defeat for that. And by establishing those rights on the part of family businesses, you're going to deter and potentially defeat future attacks from the Obama administration. We know they'll try again. We'll know they'll take another bite at this apple in some way, shape, or form. But there was a good legal foundation laid here to where corporations like Hobby Lobby can assert their legal rights in the future.
How will this affect Obamacare in general?
As far as Obamacare in general, this was dealing with the HHS mandate, this abortion pill mandate that the HHS fashioned. It struck that down as applied to these family businesses. The overall structure of Obamacare is tottering on its own, and this doesn't really have an impact on that overall structure, which is, in many ways kind of coming apart in front of our eyes. And much of it has not even been implemented because the Obama administration is lawlessly extending deadlines to keep it on life support.
Well, if the decision had gone the other way, and it was a close decision, 5-4, if it would have gone the other way, what would the impact be?
Devastating. And this was, and I've heard many people say this, I think it's exactly right, this is the most important religious liberty case in a generation. If it had gone the other way, it would essentially mean a couple of things. Number one, if you form a family business, you're then essentially an arm of the government, that the government can do whatever it wants, trample your rights of conscience however it wants to trample them. If the government had found that even if you had religious liberty rights, you could still be forced to pay for contraception and abortion pills, this would be a severe blow to the very concept of religious liberty itself. So religious liberty lives to fight another day. The right of family businesses to live out their faith and values is preserved. And there is a tremendous defeat here for the abortion industry and for an Obama administration that has proven over and over again that it believes its agenda trumps our rights. It's a stinging defeat for the Obama administration.
Are there other challenges to the contraception mandate, and how will this decision affect those cases, David?
This case dealt with the for-profit companies like a Hobby Lobby that are family businesses. In other words, the Supreme Court used the term closely held corporations. I think a better and more accurate way of saying is it's a family business formed by a family, owned by a family. There are other cases pending before the Supreme Court involving nonprofits, like the Little Sisters of the Poor, which is a nonprofit religious entity. This case did not decide that the nonprofit cases. So that remains to be decided by the Supreme Court, and we'll see how it rules.
Okay. David French of the American Center for Law and Justice, thank you for your insight, sir.
Thank you so much.